want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there in Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit!
This Woody Woods is just in. So the COVID stimulus release package was signed and put in. It is a disgrace. There's actually a video of the American people finding out about it. Here it is.
Clark, what's wrong? Honey. It's bigger than you expected? Smaller?
Yeah, so that was basically everyone's reaction. They have basically enough money to give $3,000 to every American, but you're only going to get $600 because they need to spread rainbow politics throughout the fucking world. Oh, and anti-white agenda because they hate white people. So they want to make sure, both that goes down. Let's see. COVID is worse than expected. The people who need the help the most are the least benefited from the bill. Let's take a quick look at what the bill aims to cover.
The COVID relief bill includes $10 million for gender programs in Pakistan. It also sets aside funds to investigate the 1908 Springfield race riot.
So basically, rainbow politics, butt sex in Botswana, basically. Real winning, guys. Real winning, guys. And investigate a quote-unquote race riot that happened over 120 years ago? The hell is that shit? What does that have to do with COVID?
This isn't the biggest bag over the head punch in the face I ever got. God damn it! Son.
For some reason, it outlays funds to address gender inequality among statues. It includes funds for a museum that will offer programming, education, exhibitions on the life, art, history, and culture of women. The COVID
programming. That sounds terrifying.
relief bill also includes $193 million for federal HIV and AIDS workers stationed abroad to buy new cars.
Full-blown AIDS relief for people not even in America. This is sickening.
Also provides $40 million for the Kennedy Center and includes $1.5 million
40 more million for the Kennedy Center.
The Appropriations Committee's Office of Diversity and Inclusion, as well as lots of money for receptions.
More anti-white
Not just that, it also mandates new hiring measures to ensure diversity in the intelligence community. And for a shocking surprise, it will provide $8 million to support Biden's presidential transition.
This is sick. They're gonna have us in like campus. Like, this is crazy, bro. They don't give a shit. They want us dead. They don't give a shit. They make sure that the oxy doctors and the weed shops and the strip clubs and the bars are all, not even the bars, just the liquor stores so you can get drunk at home alone. Bars aren't open. You can't socialize. $1.3 billion to Egypt. Why are we buying their pyramids? It was $500 million to Israel. I wonder why. It also includes tax breaks for those who own a racehorse. Sick. There's a whole list of expenses 100% unrelated to COVID.
Domestic funding. Kennedy Center, $26.4 million. Smithsonian, $1 billion. National Art Gallery, $154 million. National Art and Humanities, $167 million. Woodrow Wilson Center, $14 million. Foreign countries. Egypt, $1.3 billion. Sudan, $700 million. Ukraine, $453 million.
Why did they put the Ukraine above Israel? What are they trying to just make you think, oh, they're not that high up? Because Egypt and Israel are the same thing. I mean, you could, whatever, like, Egypt does what Israel says. And I don't know much about the Sudan, but I'm sure they have something, whatever. And Ukraine had all that shit to do with Trump this year. I remember trying to get him impeached and stuff. But I don't care about any of that global politics shit. All these numbers here should be Egypt 0, Sudan 0, Ukraine 0, Israel 0. Actually, they all should be negatives. They should be paying us. They should be sending us money. All right? How about Cambodia sends us $8 million? How about Burma writes us a fat check for $100,000? How about Israel pays us all the fucking money we gave them about already? And I'm sick of the excuse, yeah, but when we give them aid, they spend it. They buy from American companies. Why don't you just give the money to Americans then at that point? So then we have the money and the product. Right? It's like, bro, here's $20 to go buy something. That makes no sense at all. It's that because they're not supposed to, they don't care. They don't care if it makes sense. They'll tell they basically just fuck you. It's a fucking joke. It's a whole
Dollars.
racket.
Israel $500 million. Nepal $130 million. Burma $135 million. Cambodia $85.5 million. Pakistan $25 million. Asia RIA $1.4 billion.
They didn't even give people enough time to review it properly.
I just got back from having voted on the House floor on this massive spending bill. I voted against it, and I wanted to tell you why. First of all, this bill was over 5,500 pages long. We received the text of this bill at approximately 2:30 this afternoon, and we're told we'd have to go and vote on it just a few hours later. There is no way that anybody in Congress had the opportunity or the time to go through and read this bill to know exactly what was in it. I've been here long enough to see how provisions are snuck into these bills literally in the dark of night without any announcement, without telling anyone what is in it, and then rushed through in the manner that we have just seen tonight. This is the height of irresponsibility, and it is absolutely no way for the people's representatives to be able to represent the interests of the American people. The second thing is the central part of this bill was supposed to be about providing direct COVID relief to the American people who are struggling and who need help the most. This bill dished out hundreds of billions of dollars going towards special interests, going towards the military-industrial complex, going towards foreign countries, meanwhile saying, here's what's left for you. You get $600. I'll tell
sick.
you, in Hawaii, that in most cases won't even cover 25%.
In New York, they won't cover
rent.
shit. That
It is an
not
insult.
even half my rent in New York. So, like, not even half, okay, of 1 month, okay? Like, the fuck out of here.
A slap in the face to every single American in this country who is struggling because of this COVID pandemic, who is...
And I'm not for handouts or anything, but when the government is the ones telling you you can't work, that's a different story, all right? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is our money, our tax money that we work. You go to work, you work. Our tax money that every week you see taken out, $500 million going to Israel, $2 billion going to Egypt, Sudan, $500 million going to Pakistan to promote gender politics, rainbow, homosexual politics, right? Think about this. You and me, we get $600. If even that, they'll probably have to jump through some hoops to get it, and I bet 10% of Americans won't even get that. Won't even get that. This is sick.
Concerned about not being able to pay the rent, about eviction, about whether you'll have enough to buy groceries or medicine for yourself or your loved ones. This bill is a representation of the screwed up priorities of Washington.
Oh, and I saw the best breakdown of it. It said, someone wrote a tweet, I think it was Glenn Greenwald, of all people, said that Israel gets $500 million from us. They have health care already. All of them have health care, and their people have been getting benefits and have benefits. Like, they didn't need that. We needed it. We did. They should get everybody $3,000, and if you are set off enough and willing to give your cut to the Kennedy Center, then more power to you. But fuck the Kennedy Center. Fuck all those countries on that list. Alright? And fuck you if you think that that's a good idea and you don't want to give it to working class Americans.
They should be fighting for you and making sure that you, the American people, come first. This bill did not do that.
It never does. This bill received massive backlash over social media. The media immediately engaged in damage control, as it always does. $2.3 trillion government funding package includes foreign aid, but the $900 billion COVID-19 stimulus bill does not, journalists report. The $900 billion COVID relief deal that Congress approved after months of negotiations is one bill among many included in the $2.3 trillion year-end government funding package. Along with the COVID-19 stimulus bill, the package includes $1.4 trillion ominous bill, which will fund defense spending and domestic programs, the Hill reports. After an excerpt from the spending package referring to foreign aid for Israel started circulating online, journalists went into fucking quick into combat mode. Quick, pull that mask back down. Hurry up. Your mask is slipping, bro. Journalists from Tablet Magazine and MSNBC and others reported foreign aid is part of a year-ending funding package and is not part of the COVID relief stimulus package. Bullshit. You know, if a fucking journalist says something, it's suspect at this point. Bullshit. That's just politicians playing at semantics. Even if we separate the $900 billion as its own bill, we still have a huge discrepancy. There are 331 million people in America. Give them 600 and you have 198.6 billion. So what's going on? What happened to the other $701 billion? Exactly.
I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there in Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit!
Let's go! Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like.